Welcome back to Making the Case. I'm Laverne McGee, filling in for Yodit. After 2 days of deliberations, the jury has found Robert Sylvester Kelly guilty on all counts. He now faces up to life in prison. And my next guest has spent the last 20 years reporting on the disgraced singer and broke the first story out of Chicago when allegations of his sexual abuse of girls and women first emerged. Journalist Jim DeRogatis is co-host of the show Sound Opinions and author of the book Soulless, The Case Against R. Kelly. So glad to have you back on the show. Jim, as we said, you have covered R. Kelly for decades. You've spent thousands of hours investigating these allegations against him, telling the stories of the victims. What on earth are you feeling today? What do you think about today's guilty verdict?
Laverne, when I heard about it, I teared up. Not for myself, but I was thinking of Tiffany Hawkins, the first documented victim of Kelly, who was 15 years old when he began sexual contact with her in 1991. And I just had the story that went live a few hours ago on the New Yorker that begins with her. Really, the efforts to stop R. Kelly begin with her, but they're ongoing. And I ended that column with the Savage family from Atlanta. You know, when they reached out to me in November 2016 and said, our daughter is a victim of Mr. Kelly. We've read the work you've done. Can we tell you our story? That really kicked into gear the Mute R. Kelly movement, the work of civil rights attorney Gerald Griggs, eventually surviving R. Kelly, but their daughter still isn't home. She is brainwashed. The other young girl she appeared with, Gail King, Gail King, and she did that interview, and that girl was key. Her testimony, Jane Doe number 5 is how she preferred to be called, was key to bringing Kelly down. But Joy Savage still isn't home, and I think that symbolizes to me the damage to so many young black women and 2 men that is ongoing, and I don't know how they begin to heal.
Jim, have you been able to talk to any of the victims since the guilty verdict came down?
Yeah, I have heard from a few. And there was
Who and what did
relief.
they say?
I don't want to share that with you. Lizette Martinez was on the record. She was very glad. And Tiffany Hawkins said thank you. And I don't see it as a thank you to me. Their bravery and so many others, 48 women whose names I know, and I can document 69 victims. I believe it really is in the hundreds. It was their bravery in speaking out and trusting this fat white music critic to tell their story. And I think the tragedy here is that it took 30 years to get justice. It's absurd. And what they've all said to me,
Why?
2 things. It's too little, too late, this verdict, they've said. And the other thing is, we were young black girls who cared. Nobody cared. And that breaks my heart. That just breaks my heart. I heard that again and again and again. Nobody matters. Women in general are not believed in cases of sexual assault. Only 1 in 4 is ever reported, and only 1 of those 4 ever results in justice. But women of color in particular do not get justice from in sexual assault cases. So this verdict's historic for 2 reasons. Number 1, it is the first major prosecution of a predator in the Me Too era that is focused on black victims. And number 2, we got to take a grand historical perspective here. From the beginning of popular music, way before the Bobby Soxers until last week, there has never been as high profile a prosecution of a man abusing his wealth and fame to prey on victims, sexually assault victims. As I said, I believe hundreds. I can name 69, and it's just historic. While selling 100 million albums.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and I can hear it in your voice how personally you become with this whole thing and these women that you talk to. Why do you think it took so long, though? I mean, decades that this has been going on, and so many stories. He's a huge high-profile celebrity. He's singing about it. He's carrying on with Aaliyah, who, you know, at the time there was news stories of him marrying her. I mean, it was certainly out in the open that he was attracted to young girls. She was 15 at the time. Why did it take so long, and why now?
You know, in some ways, they say in political philosophy, the bigger the lie, the easier it is to sell it. And the fact that he never hid his crimes is part of it. I think race is an inescapable part of it. That if there had been white victims, perhaps he would have been held to account sooner. But also, you know, Kelly was tried alone. Although the federal government has convicted him as the head of a criminal enterprise, there were many, 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 many people who enabled him. And I would start with Jive Records and Sony Music. You know, the label was named in the very first lawsuit that was filed against her by Tiffany Hawkins, sued for $10 million. She got a crummy $250,000 at the end of the day. But Jive Records was well aware of this behavior. They were certainly aware of the Aaliyah marriage, and they weren't going to derail the gravy train. The man who founded Jive Records, Clive Calder, sits on an island in the sun, having sold his label for millions of dollars to Sony Music. And I think we need to hold the music industry accountable. That is what those brilliant activist women, Kenyette Tisha Barnes and Oronike Odele, who started Mute R. Kelly, said. It's not about censoring R. Kelly. It's about saying, if you feel solidarity with the victims whose lives he's ruined, do not give him your concert dollars, do not give him your streaming dollars, do not give him your download dollars. They're going in his pocket. Ruin the lives of your sisters, your cousins, your daughters.
Listen, people are still playing his records. People still are playing his music. Drake just released an album not too long ago and sampled some of his music. So do you want to hold everybody accountable? Do you think that that's what needs to happen?
Let me give you a comparison that Jerhonda Pace, who testified on the stand under her own name to the sexual abuse he began of her at age 16. When she first compared Kelly to me to Charles Manson, I thought, oh, that's hyperbole. And then the sixth and seventh and eighth victim I interviewed, who was telling me that Manson comparison. You know, look, we had a man who was enchanting. Brainwashing is the word that was used on the witness stand half a dozen times, victims, male and female, and getting them to give up their lives to follow him. You know, right now, Charles Manson's music is still available for sale on Apple and Amazon, and you can stream it on Spotify. It is lousy music, I say, as a critic. The only reason to listen to it is to revel in the evil that it represents. Now, Kelly was a musical genius. If I Believe I Can Fly was at your kid's kindergarten graduation, and Step in the Name of Love was your wedding song, and Ignition Remix powered every backyard barbecue you ever went to, I understand that music is as much yours, it's your life, as it is his. But now you've got to come to terms with the fact that it represents a 30-year period of destroying young Black women's lives. And I don't know if you can still enjoy Trapped in the Closet after knowing that, now that he's convicted. If you can still enjoy it, I frankly have a problem with you. You know what? Listen to Curtis Mayfield and Marvin Gaye instead.
Yeah, a lot of people are really taking a step back tonight and thinking about this whole situation and how it got to this point. But thank you so much, journalist and author Jim DeRogatis. We appreciate you joining us and following this story from the beginning.